and see what you've been missing. We hope to see you soon.
I still can't believe they use Willoughby instead of Willoughby.
Now we've said this on the air. Just like abrupt start to this.
Yeah, that was my
Bam!
intention.
Yeah, hello everybody. You're listening to Lakeland Psych Effect Radio. This is
We
two
are
crazy guys
six
talking.
nerds square rooted.
Yep, that works.
What? I think you mean 9, David.
No,
Nine
no,
nerds.
4. 6,
we
12?
deliberately can't count. This is two crazy guys talking. There's never two of us. Now we're not even all guys, which we were never intended to be.
Well, I mean,
So-
guy is a pretty...
Yeah,
I use it
guy
pretty
can be
gender neutrally.
neutral.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I would say it is.
What's up, dudes? Oh, wait. Huh?
dude's
You know
pretty
what,
neutral too.
I'll say
Especially if
dude
you're
could
in
even be
Cleveland.
gender neutral,
I mean,
but depending on its,
California. What am I
usage.
thinking?
I think Cleveland, too.
Huh.
Well, everywhere, I would think. But
Welcome
I meant to say
Cleveland.
California.
Is this
It's
mic
okay, dude.
softer
It's
than
okay, dude.
normal?
Maybe.
No, I can hear you just fine.
Huh.
Is mine
Alright.
fine too?
Yours is fine.
Am I fine?
Enki, you're fine.
Sweet.
Welcome to technical non-difficulties, the show. I'm
Nice.
just going to mention it on the air because that's what we do. Because we're
Technical
professional here.
difficult.
Very
So
professional.
professional.
I can tell.
Super,
I mean, for now,
super
we know that
professional.
there are no technical difficulties. It could always change in the future.
Are you sure?
I mean,
As more
technically, there's
information.
no difficulties.
You sure you can hear me
Nice.
fine? Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
I appreciate
Okay,
you.
cool. As long as
And
you
our
guys
friendship.
can hear me fine. I know what I'm saying, so if I can't hear me, it's okay. I know what word.
You might just have that one
It's
headphone
coming out
on
of
that
my-
is really, really soft that no one can hear from.
Maybe.
But he can hear us. You can hear us, right?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, so that's weird. It's the hovering headphones.
Ooh, spooky. Oh. Sound effects, too.
Yes.
Wow. Real high production here, guys.
Happy spooky season, everyone.
Spooky,
Okay.
scary skeletons.
Judging.
Shiver down your. Oh wait, this is.
Shrieking skulls will shock your soul. Seal your doom tonight.
I can.
Drafter, I am judging you, and I'm not doing it silently.
Yeah. Not these.
Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce everybody.
Huh?
I am Walrus.
Hello, Walrus.
Hi,
Hi,
Walrus. Who am I? I'm Chewy.
Yeah, he's Chewy. And here,
I am Girafter, formerly known as Raptor.
And I'm Enki, here for the day.
Good to see you, Enki. It is nice to finally have you on. We've been wanting to bring you on for a while to
And
talk about
pestering
science.
me all the time about it.
Yes. It is quite enjoyable.
Science.
you are always welcome here on this
Light
show.
me with science.
So,
The air is dead now.
So, a needle pulling thread.
tell me, what are we doing in Science Club today? Which is today at
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
o'clock.
Science Club meeting today, 4
Where,
o'clock. in
specifically?
which
We're
room?
going to be up in A3011, and today is everybody's favorite type of meeting, a logistics meeting. Ooh.
Oh boy.
But that's mostly because we do need to plan some things. We can't just eat pizza all the time and make bad jokes. We do need to
Why
actually
not?
We
plan
try,
some-
though.
We try. You guys try desperately. I hit you with rulers when you don't do what you're supposed to do. It's a great vicious cycle. Today we're planning out our trip to the Holden Arboretum as we're planning on going up the Ascent Tower and along the Canopy Walk in there to see the sort of fall colors. We were going to wait for the trees to turn all pretty colors, but it's looking more along the lines that they're just going to turn brown and drop. So we're going to actually go see the Canopy Walk while there's still a canopy on the trees. So we're planning that out for either this Friday or next Friday. We do need to have everybody who wants to go should be at the meeting or contact an officer so we know how many tickets we need to get /have.
I've been looking forward to that.
It
I'm
might
excited.
be easier to plan for next Friday then.
Yeah, it'll.
Yeah, we're just gonna discuss Science Club matters right here on the air.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not like they're secrets or anything.
Not
so.
really. If it's we're about as secret as the layer of most supervillains. It's only secret if you don't build it 50 miles above the city and have constant lightning
Hi,
effects
window
going
girl.
off. Hello, visitor.
Sorry.
She's talking, and I
Are you
cannot
asking to
understand
come in here? You can if you want.
If you want to come in, you may.
It's like a fishbowl in here. I feel vaguely separated. Not the actual fishbowl, though.
The actual fishbowl is
Over
pretty
there.
cool, though. Yeah.
Lots
Yeah.
of people come hang out in the fishbowl, meet people, play Magic: The Gathering.
They are
Discuss
always
D&D.
looking for new people to play Magic: The Gathering.
Well, it's been dead so far every time I've been up here.
Yeah, it
I
depends on the
know.
time of day you go. It varies.
That is true.
But yeah.
A lot of people do play D&D in there. I know me, Walrus,
Yeah.
and Chewy over here are in a Star Wars campaign. Originally, me and Enki were in a Cyberpunk
What's up,
2020
Window?
game in there.
What's up,
That was
Window
where I
Girl?
met you. Well, not met.
I met
but
you through Science Club, but we became closer friends through the Cyberpunk game.
yeah.
And the hilariousness that was you. I so miss your character, Freuda, and the cult he started.
That was beautiful.
Accidental cults could literally be the theme of my Lakeland career thus far. As
Wait,
I've
cult.
been in
What kind of cult did you guy created? Create.
Do you remember what I was talking about earlier today about how I was making a pantheon of my friends in the Friday game? Literally, I did that as Freuda, only it was the people in the Cyberpunk game. He literally created a religion out of the people he knew, and it was great.
And
It was-
people say I have ego problems, or at least my character in that game had ego problems, or it might have just been problems with everything else.
I mean, to be fair, Freuda was definitely egotistical. He
Oh, in the
thought
best way.
himself the most highest.
Of course.
We have a visitor.
Hello, visitor.
Hello.
More.
Hello,
science
window girl.
people.
Hi, window girl.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah,
you
the
window shopping for
entirety-
friends?
No, I mean, literally, I'm called Window Girl because, like, the one time I was on Tim's show and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just a girl clicking through the window.
Yeah, and the name stuck.
Yeah, and the name suck.
Nice.
Maybe if Matt joins next semester or whatever, I'll actually have a name because then it'll be easier and no one's going to be like, oh, hey, it's Window Girl. And it's like, yeah.
Just gonna
You were the.
Do you want a new name?
I don't know.
You could get one.
I know. I don't know, though, because, like,
Yeah, like our friend here, Giraffe.
Names change over time. It's just kind of what happens.
Not me. Enki is eternal
Enki is eternal.
and fabulous.
Is it like
the
what's her
most
name?
fabulous.
You know,
of
the girl
all,
with the
honestly.
metal husband.
Oh, the final Pam.
Oh, the final Pam.
The what?
The final Pam.
Is that like the
What?
final countdown, or?
It's
Metal
there's
husband.
destination.
it's there's like this thing called, what is it, Monster Factory? Is that what it's called? It's a
Yep.
YouTube channel. They take a character creation and they make all the most grotesque things you could make
Oh,
with the
I think I've
character
heard of that.
creation.
That's interesting.
And so in Fallout 4,
husband.
there was the final Pam, and it's become a giant internet thing.
Good to know.
Fix baby with hammer.
As you know, I never, ever spend any time on the internet at all.
Lies.
Obviously, none at all.
Lies.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much eternal. If you need to get a hold of me, getting me on Facebook sometimes quicker than my cell phone.
Yeah, true.
Same. I didn't even know the internet was a thing for
What
most of
is
my
the
life.
internet?
I actually didn't get onto the internet until I got into high school, and late high school too. Before that, I really spent all my time outside.
Yeah.
Oh, like a typical, like, non-millennial.
I mean,
I still spend
am a
most of my
millennial.
time
Yeah, I know.
I spent a large chunk of my childhood outside.
I
Same.
was really into bugs. I collected
Yes.
them.
Ew.
I was really into dirt. I spent most of my time covered in it.
I was really into dirt as
and I one time was really creeped out by my Barbies, so I started a Barbie cemetery in the backyard.
well. Nice.
It was just a mass grave of Barbies. They
I
might,
used to make.
Are they still there? That's the question.
I don't know. I think I found
Oh.
most of them, but there might be one or two that are still buried out there.
Nice. I used to
Ready
make
to rise from the
cities
grave.
in the compost pile out of bricks. I mean, well, it used to be a compost pile because it was just
Zombie
compost.
babies.
There was no new vegetation in it anymore.
I made myself a church in the backyard by taking 2 pieces of spare lumber and I nailed them together using a brick and a spare nail I found, and made myself a big cross that I put on this big mound of dirt in the backyard. And the neighbors kept asking if we had lost a pet or something because it looked kind of like we'd buried a person.
Oh.
And I would sit there in the morning and stare at it, which probably is the reason why all of my neighbors thought I was kind of akin to Wednesday Addams.
Something I used to do when I was a kid was like I would catch like moths or flies. Well, no, not flies. I would catch like moths or anything somewhat small that I could catch that was flying, and I would put it in the spider web and watch the spider eat.
That's
that
kind
insect.
of messed up.
I would say it's messed up,
Very
except for the
messed
fact that I had 2 pet spiders that I caught from the garden as a kid.
Ew.
One I named Venom, the other one was
Ha.
named Fang. I loved Fang like she was my own child. I was very upset when she passed away. Unfortunately for me, the common garden spider only lives like 14 to 28 days. So Fang was well fed when she was alive. But I didn't feed her moths. I got crickets from the store.
So then how long did she actually last then?
She lasted, I think, about 32 days.
That's not that bad then.
No, I didn't catch her either. She was, Fang was the first one. She moved into, I had a bug catcher, and I opened up the bug catcher, and there was a spider in there, and I went, okay, I guess you're my friend now, so. But
Yeah.
the only reason why it was open and she got into it is because I'd put a bunch of Smarties in it and hung it in a tree in the backyard because I somehow thought that my 6-inch by 6-inch bug catcher would be able to catch one of the raccoons that I was very displeased with.
During
not.
one of the mayfly
Ew.
Spawns.
spawns,
I hate them so much.
I brought like a dozen of them into the house,
Oh my.
and so they don't eat.
No, they just die.
They lived well beyond their expected lifespans.
Who or what is
They
this?
actually lived for about
Mayflies?
2 weeks
wow.
inside.
Maybe
is-
you caught all men or all women mayflies because they die after they mate. They use up their energy producing babies. So maybe
Babies.
yours just never found love or were asexual.
I'm gonna-
Most of them were males, but not all of them,
How do you know they were males though?
because the males are yellow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
You can tell the difference. Either that or by sexual dimorphism, which is like one of the species, the male or the female, is bigger than the other. Like the female black widow spider is huge, while the male is tiny and looks like he's a candy cane because he's striped.
Mm-hmm.
The female is huge and black and creepy and
It's got the
The heck happened
thing.
to the males? Did the males, females eat them or what?
I mean, I could tell you their entire process, but I feel like the people in
Right.
Breakers
No,
probably
no,
don't
no,
want to hear
no.
about what the male does.
No, what happens afterwards is what I'm asking. about.
There
Do
is
they
no
just-
afterwards
oh,
for them.
They get eaten or something.
No,
It's-
they just
Or
No,
there's
they
nothing
do.
left.
No, they do get eaten. They actually, in order to reproduce, they let the female eat them while
Oh,
that
wait.
is happening.
They
Are
let
we-
the female eat them.
Oh yeah.
This isn't
They're
mayflies we're talking about.
No.
No, we're talking about
Okay.
black widows.
Black widows.
Because mayflies can't eat
Unlike
in the adult stage. They don't
Yeah,
have
they-
mouths anymore.
yeah, unlike the praying mantis, which the male gives the female a back rub, and that and how hungry she is at the moment will determine whether or not he lives. So literally, back rub like your life depends on it, guys.
yeah. You're gonna get your heads bitten off.
Well, they start with the head, then they go to the rest of it. I mean,
Oh.
they're waste not, want not men. Waste not, want not when it comes to your dates. Also known as why you should never take dating advice from the animal kingdom. Especially not the insects.
No way.
None at all.
Well, aren't there a couple of insects that sort of mate for life?
Not that I know of. That is not my field of expertise. Is when I was a small and disturbing child, I was more interested in praying mantises and stuff like that. But who knows? To my knowledge, no, though.
Well, actually, there's the mayfly.
Well, yeah, there's a mayfly. But it's really easy to mate for life when you die right afterwards.
True.
Amazing.
And that's kind of like a cop-out. That's like saying, I'll love you for the rest of my life when you've just been shot in the chest and are bleeding out.
Oh, Death.
You know.
Same.
It's one of those
Yay.
things. If you're only gonna live 5 minutes, loving someone for the rest of your life is way easy.
That's my kind of love life.
Aw.
You have
Oh.
one?
Oh.
Dang.
Wow.
See,
Roasted.
David, it's not even on Monday. It's Thursdays, too, that you get roasted.
Yeah. I feel like a chestnut right now.
Oh, those chestnuts were good when we had those.
Oh, yeah.
We went for the
Oh,
park
okay.
to have s'mores, and we just ran into this lovely family that brought chestnuts, and so we traded chestnuts for s'mores. It was pretty good.
And you didn't invite us. Shame on
You
you.
met one of those
It was
guys.
it was spur of the moment. It was Sunday, so that's normally when I run my Fate core game because I am a DM. I do run games, and we decided that we were going to take a break because it was a lovely day, and I hadn't done any prep because I had gotten distracted by a phone app, which I will fully confess because I'm bad, but I will confess that it was Love Nikki Dress Up Queen. There's lots of pink. There's lots of dress up. I got
Never
distracted by
heard of
that. It's actually pretty good. It's really weirdly complex. I have a couple guy friends that play with me.
I have a couple guy friends that play with you.
Yeah, they have
That
their own
game.
game. There's friends on it. There's
Right,
alliances and boss battles and stats. And I just
Bo-
got a new
Wait,
5-star.
stat. What kind of game is it?
It's a dress-up game.
Dress-up game.
What kind of dress-up game has stats?
That's
This
weird.
one, apparently.
One that's a game.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of them
One
because
that's
you have opposing stats and you're trying to balance out and figure out based on context clues you get before you start the actual battle.
It sounds
what
like
stats
it's
they're judging off of. It's
Similar to the Pokemon contest.
Maybe. I don't know. Does the Pokemon contest ask you which is better? Do you want to be
Well, I mean,
cute
you
or
usually,
lively or
you usually
know?
play by a certain quality. So
maybe,
there's like
yeah.
a smart contest or a beauty
Well, I
contest.
mean, there
or a
is
cool
also
contest. Or,
yeah, there's evolution too. So I guess it's just Pokemon, but if your clothes did that, because you can evolve clothes.
You can involve clothes.
Yeah, so it's just
Clothes.
My
Closey-mon.
clothes.
Closey-mon.
They're
The best-
involving.
The best part about it is I'm pretty sure it's
What
a
the-
Chinese game.
Died.
Wait, David, how are you playing your game? Yet it says that you're on the live stream chat.
What? Cool.
Because
What?
He says he hates me.
Well, I think
What?
someone's hacked your thing, dude.
Oh, someone's given
Yeah, someone.
it's some anonymous person who typed in your name and is now typing there.
Yeah.
I don't even have my phone on me.
That's.
Wait,
Is it on?
where's
no,
your phone?
they don't need
In
to
the
have his
science
phone.
club room?
They could just put in any
Hey,
name.
hey,
Anybody
hey,
can put in
window
any
girl.
name here, and
Oh.
Okay, so it's got to be somebody that knows you, which is then. That's
To whoever is bad mouthing Mike on the or live stream.
yeah. Who knows? It could be someone beyond the
it's
door.
probably someone around here
It's
just
probably
messing around.
Jeremiah, if I had to guess.
It might be.
Is Jeremiah out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jeremiah.
Hi, Jeremiah.
How do you know so certain?
Hi, Jeremy.
Oh
How
dear.
do you know
How are
so
you doing?
certain
You
that
shouldn't
it's
call
Jeremiah?
him
I mean, it doesn't even look like he's doing anything though.
See that you're looking up something that we have to order.
What did he say?
Okay, so it's
He's
not
Literally
your
could not
life.
hear what he said.
that. He said he was looking something that they had to order.
Ah,
Right.
So
Ah.
I
so
wonder-
it couldn't have been him.
It's not okay.
Would it have?
So then it's got to
The
be someone.
mystery it
It's
ensues.
someone who's listening to the live stream right now. Then
Hey,
It
hey,
could be
Dustin.
Tim.
Hey, Dustin.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
it's totally me.
no, not you, Tim.
Hey, Dustin.
Oh,
Is
the
that
Invite
you?
you.
other Tim.
Dan just passed by.
Hi, Dad.
Hi,
Bye,
Dan.
Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. We love you.
We love you, Dan.
We love you, Dad.
Dan, you are the best.
Dan is the best.
You
Dan
could-
Hunley.
You could clean up my life.
There's not enough trash bags and bounty in the world.
Nice.
Dang.
so I'm gonna
We're
get
good
the party
friends.
tomorrow.
They're roasting David like
I think
he
he's
is
just
a
carbon
chestnut.
now.
Oh, he is a delectable roasted chestnut.
I think no, we've just
delicious.
We've just charred him into carbon now.
Charcoal is necessary to roast more chestnuts. Who's next? Hey, window girl.
David? What?
I was teasing you.
Oh, okay.
She's
Were you-
basically saying you're next.
Okay, I'm gonna die. Yay.
I mean, no, you're not.
It's only a social death.
Well,
It's not even that.
not really. It's more of like a light poking,
Light picking.
social poking. I don't know.
With
I mean,
the
it's like
David?
That doesn't sound
it's like if
right.
when they went after Caesar, instead of going after him with daggers, they went after him with like whoopee cushions.
That would be great.
Yeah, it would be just like
that needs to be a
Et tu,
video
Brute.
somewhere. We will get you. And then there's whoopee cushions
I
everywhere.
can't tell. Did they even spell David's last name right? I can't tell.
That is actually a good question. How did they spell the last
I
name?
can't tell. It looks like SNOR. I can't say it.
It looks like it's correct. I'm guessing it's somebody
It
who has
does
you on
look
Facebook.
correct.
Does it look over on the other thing?
Oh.
Nope. Wait, that doesn't look right. Is that right?
That's not
I
it.
literally can't see it from here.
Go in closer then, David.
Go into the light of the monitor. Oh my.
That's Cerniverse Snulk. or Cerniverse
So
Sulk.
whoever it is, you spelled his
You
name
spelled
wrong.
his last
Added a
name
U
wrong.
in there.
Okay, so maybe they.
However, there is wordplay in there, so maybe it was intentional.
Wait, what if?
Perhaps.
What if it was goat?
It could be goat.
It
I
could
don't
be
think
goat.
it's goat.
Because I did tell him how to spell my last name last time.
Yeah, and obviously he didn't know how to spell it again.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I need to spell your name, I just check out on Facebook.
I need headphones.
I mean,
I didn't know I was gonna use those ones, but
Oh no, those
Oh
are
yeah, those
crappy.
are bad.
She won't hear anything.
yeah, okay, I can kind of. Okay, I can kind of hear.
You can
Not a
kinda-
lot, but
Yeah,
I can hear.
it sucks.
Yeah, I forget to pass headphones when I pass that microphone out.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, do those ones work better?
They
Probably.
look better, but they function worse.
Yeah.
How do you
Oh.
know?
We've used them.
Yeah, we only used them at that one time when we were
Oh,
having
maybe so
problems, so they might be
They
okay.
might actually work. I don't know. We were having
Oh,
problems
you're
anyway.
I was wondering what that weird laughing noise was, and then I realized you're playing Breath of the Wild.
yes, I
Yeah.
am the breath of the wilds.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Drafter.
Yes.
Am I not the most entertaining thing in the world that you
I
have
mean,
to
you are.
divide your attention between me and that paltry game there?
Oh, it's my poacher game, but he likes it.
It
Well,
is.
I love that you're actually playing Enki right now, and it's beautiful.
Okay, they don't know who Enki is.
I know.
even, and
but
feel
I
like that-
know.
Well, we're
and
finding
you're-
out.
do you
know.
want to explain who Enki is? I'm curious how you explain who Enki is.
Also,
Okay.
it's getting close to the time when Chewie has to leave, sadly.
Is it?
Oh,
Unless
Chewie.
Oh,
Chewie's
yeah.
skipping, which you shouldn't do.
You should go to class.
Go to class.
Don't-
Hey, then I can take your microphone and your headphones.
She's absorbing him, taking over slowly.
What time is it?
It's
I can't say what I
yeah,
wanted to
it's
say.
already 12:30.
Chewie is sad.
Yay, now I can.
Bye, Chewie.
Bye, Chewie.
Bye, Chewie.
Yes, that is right. It is a blood moon in that game. But yes, Enki is this really cool character for a Fate game that
Just kind of like D&D, but with weirder dice and weirder rolls.
yeah, and Enki here runs that game.
Yeah,
The person, not the character.
or
but-
both.
Yes, but Enki is the info broker, as I would say. He is a very well-connected character. He knows when, where to get the things,
There you go.
and who exactly to get them from. He lives on a ship filled with basically ramshackle parts, and a huge community of people who build from all of these ramshackle parts.
Recyclers.
Recyclers, and they're
The
called
musical.
Smoddy. And I don't know, Enki's really cool. He's the guy to go to if you need to know things.
More importantly, he's the guy that all of my players have determined that they will suss out every time he attempts to lie and attempt to manipulate him into spilling his life story, such that they purposefully chose all of their stats to be better at convincing Enki to tell them what they want.
I mean, Ailey didn't do that. But
Ailey didn't do that. Muscles,
Muscles did.
the muscle-clad Viking woman with an axe and an 8-horned Viking helmet in my
Specifically-
sci-fi game.
Oh, that's
Specifically medical axe.
A medical. Sorry, I forgot the medical axe.
For the...
Proper application of decapitation.
exactly.
oh.
Yeah, this is what happens when you try to let the barbarian into the operating room. Things happen. People are asked to leave.
Our game has some of the best memes around, and no one will get them, but we do, and it's fantastic, and I love it.
That's the point of memes. Everyone's confused and just pretends to play along, right?
Bats and mud holes? It's more likely than you think.
Oh.
That's another one from the game that I would like to point out. They were sheer stone walls, not mud, but you go. You guys go. You fabulous, fabulous people, you.
Have you guys talked about Science Club yet or no?
Briefly. We've talked about how it's awesome and everybody should join. It's required. I swear. I'm totally telling nothing but the truth right now. It is required for your graduation that you attend at least all of
one.
Science Club. All.
One.
At least all of Science Club.
Listen
Yeah.
to the second in command meme lord. You can either go to one, and it can't.
It's
be.
not
You can
required
go to
for
5 or
graduation.
6 stores, or just one.
Go and have fun because
Yeah.
it's fun. I mean, we have science.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we're
Science is
doing. I think
fun.
this semester we're working on possibly building model rockets.
Yeah.
We might take those edible water bottles that people
Yeah.
have been making and seeing if we can use them as edible water balloons. See how they hold up to real water balloons. We're talking about possibly building a catapult because we can. We're going to
then-
co-sign the spring semester. We're doing a lot of stuff.
Hey, David. Someone.
Yes, and we have a second in command meme
They
lord.
changed it. They changed their name to Science Club.
Oh,
Science
they're
Club.
actively listening. Ooh.
What does it say? It says Science Club is
It's for
something.
squares. I mean,
Squares.
there's squares in science. There's square roots. There's
There's
square
also
shapes.
circles
There are also
and pie.
several other shapes.
There's pie. I like pie. I like both forms of pie. Currently, pie doesn't like me very much because I'm taking trigonometry, but
I am so sorry.
I
for your
thought we
loss.
were friends.
it's not bad. Trigonometry can be a lot of fun, but you got to do all the homework and you have to study. And,
Wait a second. I lied. I do have my phone.
And sometimes I want to nap.
David, has your butt been texting us this whole time?
Yes, my butt has been texting you.
That is an impressively
I didn't know-
dexterous
I didn't know your butt had
gluteus
fingers.
maximus, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Like I
I'm
saw
just
it.
waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Come
Same.
on.
Say
Is it gonna-
something.
They're not going to say anything now because they're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting, mysterious listener.
All right.
Why do I feel like it's Dustin? I'm guessing it's Dustin. Whoever it is, at least by the end of this, please come by so that we can properly congratulate you with my fists.
At least, hey, no, you don't even have to come through the studio. Just look through the window and be like,
Yeah, because we're kind of
here."
curious now. I'm wagering we know you. But the question is it Dustin or is it somebody else or is it Evan?
I think
or-
it's someone that we already speculated.
Is it Dan?
No.
Is it Jeremiah?
Yes.
It's not Jeremiah
Because
he-
that
he-
Jeremiah, despite doing what he was doing before, is at that computer
Yeah, but he's just working
and he
on
has
ordering
access
stuff.
to those machines
Yeah,
and
but
he can do things.
maybe. I suspect he's just actually
And he
working
can
on
hear
stuff.
us.
Oh, he can hear us. I don't know. Maybe he's just working though.
Like he normally.
You're right. He probably is. I believe it.
Yeah.
Jeremiah is not the type to slack off. Jeremiah is actually a fantastic person.
Yeah.
Well,
He
Mike,
is quality.
He is
human.
He is a
he does make
quality
jokes
person.
A lot, so
True.
it could be him.
In fact, I'm glad that he became president
At least-
again in
hey,
that
hey.
election that I didn't participate in.
No.
Well, at least we'll have an interesting.
I
talk
mean,
for the bus
you almost
today.
didn't want to run for meme lord of Science Club, so
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if
No,
I
he
was
didn't
enforced,
show
I
up
wouldn't
to
have done
vote
it.
for people.
yeah, that's how most officer positions work. That's how I became president.
That's true,
And
actually.
state
That
president
is.
for, like-
True story. We were just like, okay, so we need somebody to be acting president over the summer. Who's it going to be? And then everyone looked at me, and then suddenly I was trapped and had nowhere to go.
Yes.
Though I did almost lose my first election to Donald Trump. Fun fact, I almost lost the presidency to him. Thankfully, I beat him, unlike the actual election,
Yeah.
which I did not participate in the presidential elections.
Rip.
He would be a terrible science president.
True.
Given that he doesn't live anywhere near here, would miss all of the meetings and have no idea that he had been voted in as president, yeah, he probably would not make a very good president of
And
Science
then
Club.
even if he knew, it would then be even worse.
yeah, and he.
Well, he's not a student at Lakeland, so he can't run. Thankfully.
Truly.
As it
Yeah,
would be a little strange to have somebody who's not at the school running the club at
and
the
he's
school.
also like extremely old too. So
I mean, age isn't really something that affects one's passion with science. No matter how old
That is
or
true.
young you are, you
Except
can
he
still participate
has
in Science Club.
No passion with science.
Well, I mean, I don't know him, so we really can't comment
here
on
at-
that. And Science Club is not a politically affiliated organization.
This is
so-
true.
good.
We have people who are politically affiliated inside and very vocally so, but Science
club
Club
itself.
as a whole is not.
We are
politically.
not. We do not pick one side or the other. Science knows no political affiliation. Science knows no gender. Science knows a lot, but that's not one of them. That I don't know. I've run out of things to say. Yeah.
So you're just here now. You're just
Sci-
you're like me every single time I'm coming
Science
here. I
knows
don't know what
nothing
else to
until we
say.
study it.
Yeah.
Unless you're running a study on it, then you know
So,
I
so
guess.
are we still going to Holden tomorrow, or are we going to talk about that?
It
Yeah, that's
might be
what's going to
next
be.
week.
That's
That's what's.
Yeah, the
on the
topic of that
table.
will be today's meeting because
Okay.
we got to determine do we like where the leaves are at and what's everyone's availability. If somebody doesn't have availability, we'll be rescheduling it so it's more accessible to all peoples.
Yeah, people.
Yes.
Then we also have to discuss today when we want because we won the pizza thing. Didn't
Oh
we?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We won
that's
pizza
true.
for peanut butter. So we have to discuss when we want that and what toppings we want and what toppings we can get on that. So that should be interesting.
Wait, cheese? No.
And
Wait,
probably
wait.
also what movie to watch at our next sci-fi social.
And when that is actually going to be.
And when that will be occurring.
Yeah.
Because we were gonna do it next week,
Next
but
week.
we might not because
Yes.
we realized that was the
Same
date of the
days.
Halloween party.
Oh yeah, that.
So
one
we
would
could
be
have
a-
like a mini one then with like
We
less
could get
food
together
and,
for
like,
breakfast.
We'll watch some videos. We could
Breakfast.
actually. I found a video about.
breakfast.
No.
We could watch some videos on trebuchets.
Ooh, trebuchets are fun. Especially depending on what kind of trebuchet you're going. Because there's the big fixed base versus wheel debate.
Yeah.
Certain people believe that trebuchets were on wheels because this helps them throw further and more accurate. And also, trebuchets shake a lot when you launch them. If you put them on wheels, that movement can go fully and you don't have as much shaking going on.
Oh, I thought they
Well-
were on wheels, so they were mobile.
That is another benefit. It helps them with aiming. While other people believe that trebuchets were fixed to the ground, having to kind of like the way you raise an anchor on a really old ship.
I mean, they probably built both types.
There probably was both types before they settled on not using them because cannons.
Because cannons.
Because cannons. They ruin all of my good siege weaponry fun.
Yeah, I mean, cannons are fun in their own right, but it's just there's nothing like a good old trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
I mean, they're really hard to aim. They take
This
a while.
is true.
Is it just me, or is everyone just waiting for this anonymous person to like
Message us
back?
again?
No, I sort of forgot about it.
Message us, senpai.
Like I'm watching it. I'm just like I'm waiting for it.
It's never gonna come. The watched pot never boils.
They know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. They know.
I'm just gonna.
Except that it does actually boil. It just seems to take longer because you're watching it and doing nothing else.
Well, it depends. If you're
True.
referring to a watched pot, sometimes when you take the lid off the top of the pot, it does take a little longer to boil. So a watched pot does
This is
boil just
true.
longer.
Because if you are boiling it with a pot or without a pot, with
And
a
if you want
lid-
your pasta
with a
water to
lid.
boil quicker, don't put salt into it. Of course, then you don't have as good a pasta, and the starch causes them to stick together. But it's neither here nor there. I personally boil my water in a poly kettle, then pour it into the pot, and that I have preheated by kind of flaming it a little bit, and then that lets my pasta water come to a boil in like 5 minutes.
can't
but,
flaming an empty pot like cause harm to it?
It depends on whether or not you're just roasting it, or if you turn on the burner for like 10 seconds and
Oh, okay.
then pour water into it.
Because if you leave it on there for a while, it can actually become dangerous to use.
I
It will
just
heat
know
up
that
your
I'm
pot.
constantly roasted.
Roasted.
I think dude, you're about as roasted as the other dinosaurs after that meteor asteroid hit. You're extinct.
Oh, David's been burned.
I I think he's been fossilized.
Roasted.
Dang.
But yeah, I there's some videos we could watch about, possibly building our trebuchet.
Yeah, we could do that. That could be something. Good thing about Science Club is it's whatever the members decide we want to do for that particular day. So we vote on it and we decide.
And then, we could bring in some, light snacks and then just have pizza the week after.
As much fun as that is, why don't we save that for the logistic meeting as
Yeah.
opposed to forcing it on the poor people of Breakers?
Yeah, but they might hear, that there's food and join us.
Well, I mean, there is food and they should join us.
There is
Well,
food,
wait,
you should join
wait,
us.
But we haven't
guys,
decided that. We have to vote.
One of us. One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
Please tell me I didn't start another cult by mistake. That will be like the third cult. That would be just as bad as the time I accidentally started a cult in my art class. I do fondly remember the cult of Free Love and Tacos. Hi, Chris Berry, if you're listening to this. I am so sorry for that.
No, Science Club isn't a club. It's a cult.
No, we're pretty much a cult. There are no cults in science anymore.
It's
Anymore.
Science
It's a
Club
mock
isn't a
cult.
club. It's a
Fun
family.
fact. So
It
you know
is a family.
You know Pythagorean, like the guy who made Pythagorean's theorem.
Yeah, Pythagoras.
Yeah, Pythagoras. Do you know that he actually started a cult, was terrified of beans, and murdered a man?
What?
And Pythagorean's theorem is incorrect if you use it in Roman numerals.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fun.
That's interesting.
It was wrong at the time until you get into Aramaic and you can get into decimal points. But the thing is, Roman numerals don't have decimal points. So when you get down into the ones that you probably anybody who's taken trigonometry will recognize as triangle 2 by 2 or 1 by 1 by 2. When you get into that,
They've been posted.
they posted
They
it.
say, you are weird, we are weird, we are weird.
That's true.
We are weird.
We are weird.
very weird.
Yeah.
I'm going on about the time that, well, ironically, there's a story about the way that Pythagoras died, which is he was running from an angry mob, possibly because he murdered a man because he told him he was wrong about his theorem. That's more speculation, and I just like to think of it that way. Call it my historical headcanon. So he was running away from the crowd, and he came upon a field of beans, and there's two versions of the story. One, he turned to face the angry mobs because he said he'd rather face death than beans, which I believe any toddler who has ever been told they have to eat green beans will agree with. And then there's another story that he actually, rather than running through the field of beans, he tried to run around the sides of it while the crowd cut directly through the middle and killed him. So he got beaten by essentially the hypotenuse.
That is perfect.
As the hypotenuse is less than the sum of the sides squared. So he got killed by his own formula. I always love that little bit of story.
And then, but what about Euclid?
I don't know anything about Euclid. Do you know anything about Euclid?
No. I was just
Yes,
wondering if
it's
you
a
did.
city in
I just know he was another
Cleveland.
early mathematician.
Yeah, he was another
I do
mathematician.
know
I
some
don't
things
know.
about Archimedes, though.
Oh, care to share about Archimedes?
Never heard of that.
Yeah, Archimedes was present at the siege of Syracuse.
Ah.
That's interesting.
And his they tested it on Mythbusters and they tested it again. I don't know if they got it to work. So apparently he was using mirrors to light ships on
The
fire.
Archimedes death ray. That is an interesting one. I've seen many a D&D player attempt to use that. I don't know if it would have worked in his era though, because the
So I
mirrors.
forget what happened in the first time they busted it, but it was like they tried it again with the different.
Yeah. Well, the problem is there.
You don't know which mirror you're holding.
Well, not so much what mirror you're holding. It's Archimedes was around what time again? Let me pull out the magical rule stick. Because if you go into older times, mirrors we have nowadays are, I believe.
I think it was 200 something BC, but I am not
Then
100%
definitely, yeah, pre-Julian Roman calendar. My guess is back then, what we have today for mirrors is actually a lot different than what they had back then. Back then, when you had a mirror, it was just polished metal. You didn't have what we have, which is clear glass with a backing, which is normally, I think it's like a silver or something, it might be nitrate or whatever, that they throw on the back of the mirror. It acts like a chroming and reflects very nicely, and that's how we get modern mirrors. Back then, it was more like polished metal. So I don't know if an Archimedes death ray would have worked as well, because the air, and depending on the location of the city, by the time you constructed it out of metal and polished it all shiny, you'd maybe get like a little bit of use before it dulled out again. So who knows? I mean, modern days it might work. I don't know if they ever actually used
The
it.
one they tested it did not. It didn't work, and then I think it didn't work well, or it didn't work again. I don't remember the second episode. that they
Well,
did it
maybe in
on.
Science Club we'll watch more
Yeah, we
Mythbusters.
should watch-
We've watched tons already.
Gotta watch some more Mythbusters.
More
'Cause I've
Mythbusters.
seen those episodes, but I
Because
forgot
you've
it.
been myth busted. I don't know why I said that.
Window Girl, I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself.
I'm always ahead of myself.
Actually, one of the Trebuchet videos is Adam Savage.
Oh, nice.
I want to watch that.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, want to know another juicy, we'll call this gossip of the geniuses. Einstein. Have you heard about how nice Einstein was to his wife? The answer is not at all.
I have not heard this.
There's something of a trend I've noticed where people who are particularly smart are not people that I would want to marry if they're famous. Only if they're famous, if otherwise. Because he apparently at one point had given his wife, one of his wives, a contract that essentially said, "Don't talk to me, don't come into my room. You will bring me laundry, you'll bring me food, you will not converse with me." I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't think I'd. No, I mean, unless I had like a really nice pool boy. No.
At that point, like, why even be in a marriage? I mean, I know
Yeah, there's that.
they
That's
were
what I was thinking.
arranged back then, I think.
I don't
Even
know
then,
if that one was arranged or not. I don't
no.
think that one was, but I do say this: it's a lot cheaper than house cleaning.
Fair enough.
Probably.
But there's no benefit for the other person.
Yeah,
I
well, I
mean,
mean, we have a
there
bit of a
might
modern
be.
lens.
Money from inventing? Or-
Yeah,
I mean, he really didn't.
food.
He wasn't
That's right, he
really
wasn't
an
an inventor.
inventor. I mean, he was still pretty smart. Well, he did work on the Manhattan Project.
Look, I'm in
That
science club because I think it's fun, not because I'm smart. So,
Me.
You're smart in your own way.
Raptor.
I was
Giraffe.
Girafter's just weird. And I'm sorry. I just keep wanting to call you by something else.
You can always just call me Raptor. Or, what is the something else?
Your name?
Freuda?
Your name?
All right, you can call me your name.
Oh, isn't that that's supposed to be a really good anime? I have
Yeah,
not seen that. I need
that's
to.
a really good.
And
I
there's
went
an
and saw
anime
it
called
with
Your Name.
Dan.
We
when
saw
it was
it
at-
together.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went and saw it with Dan at the Cedarly Theater. It was beautiful.
I need to see it.
Yeah, there's actually
Beautiful.
the Silent Voices
You know what?
there this week.
I would go
I
see that, but
saw
I have no
it.
money. Sorry.
You know
I
what
didn't-
I would go see that, but I have no time.
You know what I want to see
Very
over
busy.
at Cedarly Theater? Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I cried the first time I saw
love
that.
Rocky
I know
Horror.
you did. I
True-
love that
true
movie.
story. I
We
had
gotta
not
get
slept.
there too.
Yeah.
That'd be
Window
amazing.
Girl.
Yeah.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Patient. I know you're supposed to wait a little bit.
He's gonna. Yeah.
I knew that was coming. But
Yeah. First time I saw it, I was like, hadn't slept in maybe 48 hours. I was with my friends. I was really stressed out. I was not sure what was going to happen. I was super tired. And so we're there, and I'm trying not to fall asleep, and because I'm terrified if they'll hit you with a bag of tea if you fall asleep. True facts. And I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm sitting there, and I'm watching the film, and I'm like, it's so sad. Rocky, he's only like, he literally talks about it. He's only 8 years old, and they like destroy him, and he's gone, and he never got to experience sunrise or mac and cheese or anything that makes life worth living. And he's gone, and he's just had a slightly interestingly dressed, make-upped man flirt with him for his entire life. Like he hasn't even been. He tried to date around, and he got attacked. Like that's just not.
Yeah.
Everyone's taking advantage of him. I mean, I'm pretty sure like 8 hours old is not old enough to know like anything. So, I mean, and he got fed people, and it's just a horrible life. So I was really upset that he had been done such an injustice as a creation brought to life by mad science. And so I left the theater genuinely upset and crying about sunrises and mac and cheese and happiness and why that was such a tragic movie. So
But I still want to see it because I know like you get to throw stuff in, be weird.
Sunrises and mac and cheese are truly the great things in life.
I mean, there's other stuff, but that's just what I was thinking of. And also, I'm kind of a little hungry, so I could
I
seriously
mean,
go
I think
for
that,
I know,
I think that
I'm-
Giraffe could also agree.
I'm getting the
Especially with the
grumbles.
mac and cheese.
I'm dying. Please give me food.
Okay, you're dying like I'm blonde. Which is to say, I am anything but. I'm going gray. That's not blonde.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can tell
I blame Science Club.
he's starving by how he looks.
How do I look?
Well,
From the way that I see myself in the mirror, I'm anything but starving.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, if
that
you
was
actually look
sarcasm.
at levels of nutrition in America, we are starving fat. We are very malnourished. We don't get enough of the nutrients we need, but we have a lot of the cholesterol we don't.
Oh, then
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably me.
Yeah,
Actually, I could use some water.
Why is it? Yeah, I could use some
yeah,
too.
water.
Why is it that all
Drink
of the
water,
trivia
not
I know
ketchup.
is none of the trivia that's any good for Jeopardy?
That is true.
It's like useless
This is
trivia.
true.
Oh my goodness.
truly useless.
I just saw the greatest thing last night. And let me tell you about this.
Hold
So,
on. David, hold on. Is it appropriate?
it's Jeopardy.
Oh, okay. So it is appropriate.
Oh, I know.
So
I
not.
know what this is. It's great. Let him tell the story though.
So, it's the final question. The first guy answers the question wrong. He goes all the way down to $1. Everyone's laughing.
Oh.
Second guy answers wrong. He bet all of his money down to 0. People are starting to clamor up. The last person answers wrong. Bet all of their money. The first guy wins with $1. And it's beautiful. I love it. It was so good.
That I mean,
That is amazing. Yeah,
I would
really
get that
ridiculous.
dollar framed on the wall.
Right.
Like, this is the time I could have won everything, and I won
Nothing.
$1.
Imagine
So you'd
if-
become Mr. Krabs.
So then I wonder then if they would have all lost and they all would have all bet their money, what would have happened?
It would have been null. Null and void,
Uh,
I guess. I think.
And so that show bleeds in here again.
Yes, so we need
Null
to
and
start marking
void.
our voids.
oh,
You should have
no.
been there yesterday. We had the best show so far.
Yeah, because
Oh?
Yeah. And
Well, I'll
everybody
tell
did
you why I
better.
had the best
No,
show.
It's not because you weren't there.
Jeremiah
It's
we were
because I
prepared.
was existing in the void.
were you
No.
like
Wait.
sick yesterday?
You
or
had to.
something?
You were in the wrong void yesterday.
No, I
You
was
can-
hungry and I wanted to eat, so I went home.
He had the hunger
Oh.
sickness. Yeah,
I
we were
gotta-
just saying because
I
you're not
gotta
here because
ask.
you're a lazy butt, and it was true.
How do you exist in the void? That seems like just a stark juxtaposition of two states of being. Like void, nothing, and then you existing. That's
Yeah, this show makes no sense. It's not supposed to.
it's like if honestly, if there's ever like an impeding AI robot invasion, they can just play this show on loop. There's so many paradoxical comments on here that the robots will just all slowly but surely just get stuck in a loop and glitch out.
Well, I mean, we never get our robot parts for our robot army and back at Tim Curry.
Well, I mean,
so
I'm
we
gonna
have
be
to
a
just feed
biomedical
them
engineer.
paradoxes.
I can hook you up, man.
She's gonna hook us up with robot parts.
Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, just chop off your arm and only
Hi.
arms though. I'm
Hello.
only gonna work on arms.
Hi, Sarah. Sorry. I don't mean to
Hello.
be distracting.
people.
But yeah,
Hello,
if
people of Earth.
Yes,
get-
Brandon would love to hear that.
Brando.
yeah, but only robot arms, because that's the specialization I'm going into is
Are
upper
you
body
in, Are
protestation.
you in class during that show?
What show is that?
The Void.
When
the
is
Void
it?
Hour. It's 1:00 on Wednesdays.
I
1
do
to 2.
believe I am in class until
Aw.
about 1:45. It's when I'm screaming into the void that is my trigonomic textbook.
You could totally come after class and just come into the void. I'm sure Brandon would love that.
I don't think he liked me being on it last week, honestly, because I asked him if I could be on it this week, and he's like, no, I'm going to run stuff all by myself and everything, and all this other stuff. And yet he had, like, Radimus and, like, Jess and stuff on
Okay.
there. It's like, oh, wow.
I mean, honestly, it's just because, and it's the same thing that was going on with Chewy's show, and that is, there's just too many people, too many things going on at one time,
Yeah.
and it's hard to control. So, what he wants to do is cut down on the number of people, to cut down on the number of bollocks
Hey,
that's going on.
Guys, I don't know what
Oh.
they said. I heard something about robots. Or says we are
They're coming for
free.
us. Oh, cool. Robot invasion. Sweet.
The robots are coming for us.
Oh
Well,
my gosh!
See, the
we're
truth
not
facts.
scared because
If you're coming,
paradox.
if you're coming for
We're not
us, then come by the window.
We're
Do
not,
it.
Honestly, my
You won't.
personal opinion is that I prefer robots to zombies. That's why for biomedical engineering, there's like the two main, I guess you could say, halves are like tissue design and then prosthesions or implants, that sort of thing. To put it in the most layman terms. So one of them is kind of like the people that are over in Silicon Valley that are trying to reverse aging and gain immortality. And then there's over who are making like pacemakers and prosthetic limbs and stuff like that. And my whole thing is one of the two is going to bring about the apocalypse. The tissue engineers are probably going to cause the zombie apocalypse. The biomeds with the engineering with the mechanical stuff probably going to cause the cyborg cyborg robot apocalypse. My preference is I would much rather be the leader of that apocalypse because I would rather be the robot overlord than I would want to be Hello. Apparently he did come to the window, I think.
I don't
maybe.
think it was Joe that was listening out, though. Honestly,
I don't know. He has a laptop and he's standing by the window when you called for him, so maybe. Or a copycat, who knows?
Joe, I knew it.
But yeah, I would much rather deal
He's
with
not even
being
listening.
the robot overlord than the zombie overlord, because the zombie overlord, you're just a zombie that's uglier than the other zombies. Robot, I'm just leading all the robots with my brain in a jar, so, you know. And robots use anesthetic before they cut you into pieces, so, yeah, my person.
wait, do they?
I mean, if you go into the
They can.
the Cybermen, when they're chopping up everybody and putting them inside of the cyber suits, they do kind of have them brain controlled, so they're not really like feeling it.
Is this just turning into
Fair
like
enough.
a Five Nights
To
at
my
Freddy's
knowledge.
type of thing?
No,
That was
that's
that was Doctor Who.
Oh, I
That's
don't watch
Doctor
Doctor Who, so
Doctor Who?
I'm president of Science Club, so yeah, I watch Doctor Who.
I don't.
What about Doctor what? Why? When?
Where?
And Doctor where?
Those are the other Time Lords. They got killed when Gallifrey was taken over.
I got money.
Obviously,
Oh, yeah.
that's not true though. That's,
So wait,
Yeah, that's not true.
Money.
Okay, so
Wasn't
The
there only
question
ever
is,
one?
he's not actually called Doctor Who. That's the question of the show. He's the Doctor, and everyone goes, Doctor Who.
we are unfortunately starting to run out of time.
Aww,
We're gonna have to save this for next week.
You mean you don't get to listen to more of my dulcet tones?
And we will see you on the
Unfortunately.
next broadcast. Bye-bye.
Of two crazy guys talking.
Yeah,
Wait,
you're
is
really
it actually
count.
like 2 o'clock?
It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Oh, it's literally 1 o'clock right now.
But
this
we are all
second.
crazy.
I gotta go to a
so,
dentist appointment,
yay.
so that'll be
Oh,
fun.
yay.
I believe in
That
you.
does not
Don't you
sound
just
fun.
love conversations when they
Good
try to
luck
talk
with
to you and
that.
they got their hand in your mouth? And,
Yeah.
no.
Like, oh, how you been?
Well, goodbye for this week, everybody. Have
Bye.
a
So
good
long, farewell.
My Vader saying
I am
goodbye.
so
Yeah,
sorry
we're
you have
just,
to listen to this, guys. Just,
We're just
my deepest apologies to the poor people being held hostage in breakers right now.
Let's have
We say the same every day.
Drafter sing us out.
What? Oh.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Diddly diddly, there they are, standing in a row. Big one, small one, some as big as your head. Da 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 da.
I'm
will
surprised
see
you
you in
didn't
the
start
next
singing
video.
They're Coming to Take Me Away.
Bye-bye.
I should have.
All right.
Do it, and then we'll end.
They're coming to take me away. Ha ha. They're coming to take me away. Oh, hee ha ha. To the happy farm.
Funny farm.
Bye.
To the funny farm
Where life
we-
is beautiful all the time, and I'll be so happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. Ha ha! I actually know that whole song.
It's been a long time. I get parts
I
mixed
haven't
up.
heard that song in forever.
And here they are with the white coats.
Bye.